All right, this is the copyright disclaimer. The copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Fair use, fair use, fair use.
We believe that anything that harms any group of people is wrong. So any bill, any law across the continent that seems to restrict the rights of anybody is wrong. So the bill that is passed in Ghana is also wrong, and we don't subscribe to it. We believe that anything that anybody does, the parliament does, should protect people than harm them. In the bill in Ghana, there is a part that requires families to report when they see that a family member may be queer or gay or lesbian or whatever it may be. And we don't think that that supports a family that we know. Our family protects, our family cures, our family helps people to grow in their true identity for whoever they are. So we believe that that bill will go against the true essence of family in our continent and in Ghana. And what is happening is that we are marching to protect the real identity of families in Africa. We want to march to let everybody know that the family is not one thing. The family is diverse. Africa is diverse. That's how our family is also diverse. And that's what we are preaching today.
Everybody is human, and every human being comes from a family. Everybody is part of our family. We do not discriminate in our families. We love all our loved ones. We hold them very close. We all want our children to go out and come home safe. Nobody is praying for their child to go out there and die. That's what we are celebrating today, the solidarity of family, the differences in all the families that we have, not just the one mother, one father, 2.5 babies.
All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
We are the Hebrew Israelites from the Indianapolis branch of the Great Millstone. We're here to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, B'chakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and our fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth that be like it to the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners, and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, we say Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, this is your brother,
Kakawa Hardab.
and Ayashar Barazal, and we got this article on this issue with this going on in Ghana. You know, they're passing an anti-LGBTQ bill, you know, because they don't want that shit over there in their land, you know. And you got, you know, some of that wine is poisoning some of the people, and they trying to fight for it, and that's just filthy and wicked. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into the article.
This is from erasing76crimes.com. It says Ghana anti-LGBTQ lawmaker wants 2 trans women arrested. So over in Ghana, this thing of this LGBTQ community, it was outlawed. And basically through the influence of Esau, they're trying to push this whole Mo agenda over there. But that show you that that the Ghanaian people, because you don't know, the Ghanaian people are Israelites as well. A lot of slaves came from over there. The West Coast, part of the land of Ham. And so what scriptures say that that Jake do things that are by nature, by the way, that are contained in the law. Things contained in the law. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So by them outlawing that shit, and then now you got people trying to push to make it okay or legalize it. That's gonna basically pollute the people. I had a precept.
Go ahead.
The Proverbs 20:12 and 26 says the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduces them. And this is basically what's going on. You got some Israelites over there that are with it.
Yep.
But the old way is like, hell no, we don't allow that shit. And they basically had individuals like these 2 trans women. They want them arrested because the legislation or the lawmakers let it slide through because of the bending of the laws that was already in place.
And just trying to make it clear, you said trans are women. Those are individuals who are biological men that have had surgeries and taken hormones to appear as women. Okay, and we know that number one, when you go to that extent, that is definitely against the law. You have first of all Deuteronomy 23 and verse 1. It says, "He that is wounded in the stones or hath his privy member cut off shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord." Okay, and then the stones, when you go into that word, it's your testicles. Okay, and the privy member is the penis. And that's what they go into. But see, they go on, they have all this surgery and take all these hormones. Women do not have prostates. Those individuals still have their prostate glands. Okay, now that's the surgery part.
And read the AMP, Bible Shop.
Got it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Deuteronomy 23 and 1 on the AMP. He who has been castrated by having his testicles crushed or his male organ cut off shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord.
So yeah, you cannot be in any part of this. When you do that, all right, willfully. I mean, number one, when you do that, life begins with the seed. Okay, you destroying your seed. That's what Esau did to us in slavery. When he hung us, that was symbolic of getting rid of our nation. Okay, by cutting off the penis. All right, and then before they get to that stage, with the removal of their testicles and their penis, you have Deuteronomy chapter 22 verse 5. It says, "The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are an abomination unto Yahweh thy power." Okay, and that abomination, abominations deserve death. Okay, and the scriptures say that because eventually these same dudes that's pretending to be women are trying to get with actual men, real men, because they're going around saying, trans women are women, and you're not gay if you are attracted to a trans woman. Okay, this is
that's confusion.
Yeah, very much so.
The Lord is not the author of confusion.
Very much so. Leviticus 20 and I believe it's 13.
Also, it's written in Leviticus 19 too as well.
Yep. But this one talks about the abomination. It says, If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. All right. So these Jakes over there, man, that's going for this shit is lost. All right.
So this is an article. It says Ghana anti-LGBTQ lawmaker wants two trans women arrested. Like the brother said, these are really originally men as they was born, man-child. But first, his cruel anti-LGBTQ bill would have to become law in Ghana. So basically, like, you got some people, like some Jakes over there, they are against it, which they're supposed to be.
Yep.
That's a righteous spirit to be in. It says a debate over Ghana's harsh anti-LGBTQ bill grew personal last week as one of the bill's leading supporters declared that not only should the bill be passed and enacted, but also that two individual transgender Ghana citizens should then be arrested for violating it. Member of the Parliament Sam George set his sights on Angel Maxine, Ghana's first openly transgender musician and educator. I don't know what that means.
What's that?
Educator.
Educator. Let me look it up for you. Keep on going. I'll come back.
Educator and Ghanaian social media influencer. The so-called Human Sexual Rights and Family Values bills calls for 3 years in prison for anyone who identifies as or holds out as LGBTQ, meaning you like the same sex.
Yeah, and see, that's 3 years. 3 years is mild considering what you're supposed to. What I just read, you're supposed to be put to death. You know,
it's like punishment.
Yeah, supposed to be put to death.
Did you grab it?
Let's see, it's not coming up. Let me do it this way.
I will search you. It says educator. It says often referred to as a cool educator or Jonah, is a popular Ghanaian social media personality and content creator. Oh, so okay. This is widely known for viral dances, challenges, comedic videos, and transformation content on platform. So so okay, that's what it is.
They really promoting the stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, giving you classes on makeup and all that shit.
Yeah, pushing the trans
dances.
shit.
Yeah, and those dancers come with spirits too. You know.
Yep. It says the so-called Human Sexual Rights and Family Values bill called for 3 years in prison for anyone who identifies as LGBTQ. Theoretically, that would mean the imprisonment of more than 350,000 people, based on a 2011 survey in which 1% of Ghana's population said they were gay or lesbian. So that's a lot of abominations going around there, 350,000.
Yep.
Since the bill will expand on Ghana's current law that provides a 3-year prison sentence for same-sex intimacy. The new bill would add a 3-year prison term for people who participate in gender reassignment surgery, enter into a same-sex marriage, or attend a same-sex wedding. See, so that's a righteous law they got, you know what I'm saying, put in place over there in Ghana. But of course, again, going back to Proverbs 12, you know, that's the reason why things like that happen, man.
God.
All right, let me read this real quick, if I may. This is Romans 2. This proves that them people are Israelites, man.
Yep.
The Ghanaian people. Romans 2, and I'll start at 13. For not the hearers of the law are just before the Most High, but the doers of the law shall be justified. For when the Gentiles, which have not the law, do by nature the things contained in the law, the Gentiles are Israelites, or Israelite foreigners, because the word Gentile means foreigner.
Yep.
It said, which have not the law, it says, do by nature the things contained in the law, these having not the law are a law unto themselves. So this is an example of over in Ghana, you know, they discontinue from their heritage as well.
Yep.
But still, by nature, they're doing things contained in the law. Except for they ain't with the full extent as putting, you know, those people to, you know, death, which is by the law.
Yep.
You read Leviticus 20:13, right?
Yeah. Let me read it again.
Read it again, Baba Shah,
Okay.
because this is what's contained in the law.
Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13. And it reads, if a man also lie with mankind.
See, if you got the blue letter.
Yeah, let me open that up.
Baba Shah.
You want an NLT?
NLT's another version.
Okay, I get it.
That's going to, kind of like hit a little different.
Yeah, hit it, bring it home. Okay, Leviticus.
Yes, sir.
Leviticus 20 and 13.
I kind of like that,
Con. All right, this is Leviticus chapter 20.
Yeah, the AMP be nice.
In the NLT.
AMP, NLT, that's cool.
Okay, it says Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13 in the NLT says, if a man practices homosexuality, having sex with another man as with a woman.
It's like what the Leviticus community is about. Homosexuality, lesbianism, trans, queer, right? This is not hate speech. We're just reading you with this is how you know the Bible or the law of Heavenly Father is slack. Henceforth, you have a lot of chaos in society.
Yep.
A lot of unrighteous things going on around us.
Yep.
This is why we're vexed like Lot with the filthy deeds of the wicked, right?
Yep. Well, that's why it says, 2 Ezra 15, wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
There you go.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Okay. Back in Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13 says, if a man practices homosexuality, having sex with another man as with a woman, both men have committed a detestable act.
See?
They must both be put to death, for they are guilty of a capital offense.
Right, and the people, the lawmakers in Ghana just lock them up in prison.
Yep.
So that's really a light punishment.
Yep.
The scriptures over and over tell us what? Thou shalt put away the evil from the midst of Israel. So, you know what I mean?
Yep. Well, that's the thing. I think in that same 23, there should be no whore nor sodomite.
Yep.
In the nation, I think, let me see, that's
Deuteronomy 23.
Deuteronomy 23, yep. Let me grab that. Deuteronomy 23, I want to say like 17.
Yep, roughly. About 17.
Yep, that's it. Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 17 says, there shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. Okay? And we know what Sodom and Gomorrah was all about. Okay? And it says, no whore of the daughters of Israel. That's when a father, gives his daughter to be in marriage. Okay? And that token of virginity is not to where it's supposed to be.
Yep.
It comes back clean, with no blood on it. They're supposed to bring her to the doorsteps of her father and stone her to death.
Burn her with fire.
Huh?
Burn her with fire, playing a harlot.
Playing a harlot, yeah. But
Priest.
with that woman.
Yeah,
with that woman, Deuteronomy 22. So you're supposed to bring her to the doorsteps of her father and stone her.
Yep. Yeah, so it's still a harsh punishment.
Yeah. Death. Either way, it's death.
Yeah, death by pain.
Yep.
So yeah. So basically, I was gonna say, yeah. So basically, what the Ghanaian government is doing, as far as keeping it outlawed, that's a righteous thing.
Yep.
Okay. Going back to my original point, they do things contained in the law. That's why there's a whole more agenda that's pushed throughout the earth. It's because of Esau Edom.
Yep.
Like the brother quoted 2 Ezra 15, for wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and the hurtful works are fulfilled. The wicked is in rulership.
Yep.
It says what? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You know what I'm saying? And this is why you have wickedness is ran rampant through the earth, man. Because it tell you that in First Maccabees, when the Edomites first came to power, the evils grew or multiplied in the earth.
Yep.
So how much more now this time around when they was reinserted in power by the Heavenly Father during the Renaissance period, and then look at now, look at today. They was practicing sodomizing men, hardcore bondage. That's why a lot of that's why the Levites killed them moles, man.
Yeah. Yep.
The French, especially the Frenchmen, they was known for being moles. Excuse me.
Yep. And then when you look, like you said, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You look at who's running everything, and it is Esau Edom, but at the head of that is Amalek. Your 1948ers, the small hatter. And considering the topic that we own, it was created by that a small hat by the name of Magnus Hirschfeld.
Yep, they
Yeah.
Look, they doing little boys in the birth.
Yep, doing little boys. Oh, created and the first a trans woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a surgery is one of those small hats.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you know what these Edomites, starting with Amalek, have done is taken the way of Canaan, because that's what it was started with.
Yep.
And they done surpassed the deeds of Canaan.
Mm-hmm.
They doing this shit worldwide, like the brother quoted. No, Sodom and Gomorrah. That was the example, right? I'm gonna get that. That's an example for those that should live ungodly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, after the manner of Sodom and Gomorrah. This is 2 Peter, chapter 2 and 6. And turn the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly. Right? How they living ungodly? Practicing same sex, man.
Yep.
Which the God of the Bible is utterly against that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, well, I forget, right? Like, put my phone up disturbed. This is Sirach, real quick. I'm gonna go back to 2 Peter, Sirach 15. Right. Let's get this in verse 13. The Lord hated all abomination, and they that fear the Most High love it not. So, yeah.
You hated all abomination. Abomination is a filthy, wicked act. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And you know what that sodomy, here you are putting the holy seed, the means by which a nation continues, into an area where the body rejects stuff. That's where all the waste comes from. You know, and you're gonna put your seed in there.
Yep.
You know, where's the logic behind that? What do you expect to gain out of that? Okay? Nothing.
Yep.
I mean, it's just it's a waste, you know.
It makes no sense.
Makes no sense. And that was the first commandment to our line, was to be fruitful and multiply. All right.
Back in 2 Peter 2 and I'll read 6 again. Verse 6, it says, and turn the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example to those that after should live ungodly, and deliver just Lot. Vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, because that's basically what we experience on a day-to-day.
Yep.
You know, and by the way, the Heavenly Father literally rained fire from heaven, on Sodom and Gomorrah, and the other three cities, Admah, Zeboim, and what was the other one? But anyway, it was five cities total.
Yeah, 5 cities.
I know them, but Zoar, was it?
I think so.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, because we usually name the two so much, Sodom and Gomorrah. Sometimes you forget the other three,
right,
by name. But the point is that the Father destroyed them cities, man. Because he was pissed off at that, what was going on before his eyes.
Well, for one, they went after his, some of his top servants.
Well, his men.
Yeah, those angels. What the hell is wrong with y'all?
Yep. Lot and the angels.
Yeah.
Because Lot was the man of the Lord. The angels. That show you how filthy their mindset was.
Yeah.
It says, verse 8, for that righteous man dwelling among them, and seeing and hearing, vex his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. So let's show you that they had the oral tradition of the law during that time, because it's referring to Sodom and Gomorrah. Remember, the law wasn't given until after we came out of our forefathers came out of Egypt.
The written
part of the law.
The written law.
All right, the tablets of stone, the law of Moses.
Yep, because we know it was with Adam and with Cain and Abel, because they knew the sacrifice, and then with Abraham. Let me get that.
Yep.
He was called Abram at the time. This is Genesis chapter 20.
He paid the Levite. Well, it's like not paid the Levite. He paid Melchizedek, which was the high priest. That's in the law.
Yep. Genesis chapter 26. I'm gonna start at verse 1, but the point is in 5. It says, verse 1. It says, and there was a famine in the land beside the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went unto Abimelech, king of the Philistines, unto Gerar. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushai appeared unto him and said, go not down into Egypt. Dwell in the land which I shall tell thee of. Verse 3, sojourn in this land, and I will be with thee, and I will bless thee, for unto thee and unto thy seed will I give all these countries, and will I perform the oath which I swear unto Abraham thy father. And I will make thy seed to multiply as the stars of heaven, and I will give unto thy seed all these countries, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. And see, it's talking about that seed again. You know, that seed has an order to follow, and it's not going into a rectum based on this, you know, this story here. And here's the point in verse 5. It says, because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws. So he had it too. Okay?
Yep. Circumcision, that's the law.
Yep.
Abraham circumcised his whole household. Even his servants.
Yep.
So that show you right there that, you know, we as the Lord's people, you know, we understand that we have a law.
Yep.
And by nature, again, we do the things contained in the law.
Oh, yeah.
Which, you know, Esau is against that because this man's a lawless man. See, Esau wants you to do things according to his way. Because him having that God-like complex, see, the Most High, he created laws, so Esau created his own laws. Right? The Lord created organic nature, the organic foods. Esau created GMO foods. So he's adverse to Heavenly Father's creation. This dude is backwards. His ass backwards, man.
Yep.
And this is why we don't mesh together.
Right.
Because they're the wicked and we the righteous.
Yeah, what did it say? We're clean contrary to their ways.
We're clean contrary. Yeah, Wisdom Psalm 2.
Yep.
You know?
Clean contrary.
That proves that, yo, that proves that we're better than them, man.
Yeah.
That we're above them. The Lord gave us the righteous way to live, and these are the wicked.
Yep.
He created, man. To show you how not to live. Oh, you got that.
And just to give some context to it, you know, it says, as the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him to render to them as liketh him best. Okay, and we know in Romans 9, you know, he says, from one lump, you know, he created a vessel of honor and a vessel of dishonor. That vessel of honor is Jacob, you know, and we know that according to Baruch chapter 4 and 1. All right, and that vessel of dishonor is Esau, Edom. Okay, so it goes on to say, verse 14, good is set against evil, and life against death.
Oh, good set against evil. That's why they hated us that rebuke it at the gate. Because we're the good that's rebuking the evil. You know, simple.
And this nails it home. It goes on to say, so is the godly against the sinner.
See, the godly, the Israelites, the sons of the Most High. Go ahead.
And the sinner against the godly.
Why do you think Esau do everything in his power to separate us from the Most High? Yep. You gonna say something?
Yeah. I got a scripture to back that up. I'll just finish this up first. This is so look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against the other, and that's that balance, you know, that the Lord brings. You know, he says a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. Okay, and we know that, you know, he says what? I create, I form the light, I form the darkness, I create peace, I create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. That's that balance he's talking about. But that separation from the Most High, this is the book of Judith, in the Apocrypha, chapter 5. And I'm going to go straight to the point. This is Achior speaking with the Holofernes. Okay, go straight to the point in verse 21. It says, 20 I mean. It says, now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up and we shall overcome them. So when we turned against the Lord, you know, avoided our laws, statutes, and commandments, we became a prey to our enemies. Okay, verse 21. He says, but if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord, and this is Yahushua, defend them and be their power, be for them when we become a reproach before all the world. And you know, who was it? Rahab. They gave account of that. You know, we have heard of the power of
we heard. She said we have heard with Yahweh.
Yeah,
that's in all caps. We have heard with
Lord Almighty, El Shaddai.
Yeah, or
Al-Shaddai. Okay, which means demon-like terrible power. Okay. So yeah, when we in tune with the Most High, you know, doing as He commanded. Hell, when who was holding up Moses' arms? Her and
yeah, the one you had the staff.
Yeah. When he was fighting Amalek.
Yeah. I forget the names. It's in the law though. I forget.
Exodus like 17. When he held his arms up. You know, Israel prevailed. When his arms fell, you know, we started to lose.
Cons. I know the names.
Shit, it's Exodus 17.
Yeah. I'm going to right now. At the point.
Aaron and her.
Aaron and her.
Aaron and her. Yep. They held up his arms.
His hands was heavy.
Yep.
So yeah. You finish your point?
Yeah, that was it in Judith 5. That was it.
Cause so I have this right. Because you know, the Jakes that's over there, right? That's, you know, trying to push for them bills to be passed. The Lord gonna get y'all, man. And the Lord gonna punish you. He gonna punish 2/3 of our people. The Lord's gonna punish the wicked, man, out of the earth, man. Romans 1:25, it says, I started 24. Wherefore the Most High also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. See? And that's, well, in fact, I'm going to read the AMP. Therefore the Most High gave them over in the lust of their own hearts to sexual impurity. See? You know what impurity, you know what pure is. Right. So what's the opposite of being pure?
Defiled.
You know? Sexual impurity, so that their bodies will be dishonored among them, abandoning them to the degrading power of sin. All right, because, verse 25, because by choice they exchanged the truth of the Most High for a lie, and worship and serve the creature rather than the Creator, who was blessed forever among. Well, so be true. It says, for this reason, the Most High gave them over to degrading and vile passions. For their women exchanged their natural function for that which is unnatural, a function contrary to nature. Because what's the nature of a woman? It's like a lot of music coming up. You know, you start putting a lot of shit out here, man. It's like hawking and spit. But a woman's nature is for her to get with a man. You know, a woman gets a certain age, flower age, you're gonna start noticing she acting a certain way because she ready to get popped by a man.
Yep.
You know, they do little things. You know, virgins do little things to, you know, that let you know they ready. You know what I mean? It says
like them lionesses.
They do, man. You know what I mean? Verse 27 says, and in the same way also the men turned away from the natural function of the woman. You're supposed to put your penis in the woman's vagina. You know, that's the function of the woman. It says, and were consumed with their desire toward one another. Men with men committing shameful acts and in return receiving in their own bodies the inevitable and appropriate penalty for their wrongdoing.
And I gotta think, man, you know, when you hear that makes you think of something like a HIV, you know, AIDS, something very you know, messed up for them that they had to deal with. But notice, you know, and I thought about this. Notice he mentioned a woman first. Who champions that shit today?
Woman.
Yeah, and they just follow suit. You know, forwarding Esau's agenda. All right, let me grab this.
That's Pastor Archer said all the time. You know, say, man, these women, they're wicked by nature.
Yeah. Well, Solomon took that survey. You know, he said out of 1,000 men, he found one righteous man.
Yes, sir.
Out of 1,000 women, he found none. 0. All right. This is a proverb.
That's lucky, bro. I gotta make this point.
Go ahead.
That's why a woman ain't set up to rule and govern over.
No.
She's a weaker vessel. Her mind, like it says in Sirach 26, her mind has to be well instructed.
Mm-hmm.
This is why we have chaos in society right now.
Yep.
A lot of women that ain't been instructed because they ain't got a man of the Lord primarily. You know what I'm saying? Let alone a man.
No, well, shoot, you just start before that. No father in the home.
Yeah, that's the
You
man.
know? Yeah, what I'm saying
Yeah.
is, you know, that man, she's supposed to go directly from her father to her husband.
Mm-hmm. Sir.
And,
Yes, sir.
and that's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yep. So you got chaos, you got confusion out
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, because what does it say? If a woman learns anything, she learned from her husband who was at home.
Yep.
Titus tells us that the woman is supposed to teach the children and teach the younger women what they're supposed to be doing, and she's getting that instruction from her husband in order to do that. When he's not in the home, man, it's all roughshod.
Yeah,
no chaos.
Sirach 3, the father establishes houses.
Yep.
Blessing the father establishes houses.
Come on.
Just to back you up, you got it.
Come on. Yeah, this is just talking about how they forwarded Esau's agenda with this Moism. This is Proverbs 17 and 15. He that justifieth the wicked and he that condemneth the just, even they both are an abomination to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
See?
Okay, so the thing is, what that's saying is, when you justify the wicked, you know, you're pushing forth Esau's agenda to destroy our communities with that Moism. Okay, and then he that condemneth the just, you shame, you know, our righteous men. It's saying toxic masculinity and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, and anytime a man corrects you, you know, he got to be gay and shit. You always try to put doubt, cast doubt on his masculinity for being righteous. You know, that's why the Most High gonna kill y'all. You know, that's it all that.
Con. Hey, you know, hey, that's all I got. You know,
Yeah.
Hey, man, and that's, you know what? That was a good note we left off on, because you know why? You said manliness, right? And how they deem manliness as toxic masculinity. You know, let me leave you with this precept.
Isaiah 13.
No, not that one. That's a good one though.
Isaiah 13, 12. Yeah.
That's a good one though. I'm gonna read this, right? Because this is something that our people was known for, right? Second Maccabees 13, right? Because you know, Judas Maccabees, all right, and his brethren, right? They fought to keep the traditions, the laws. You know, shit, I'm cut because you know, we went off, you know. But one thing Judas Maccabees them did, even starting with their father, they fought for the law. They fight to keep the traditions of the law up, you know, uphold them. It's like, you know, got a little tongue tied, but yeah, they fought to uphold the law. And the Greeks, which were Edomites, they marveled how manly they was. You know, they marvel how how basically because you know, part of being a man is knowing how to fight for your own heritage. You know, they marveled at how fierce and how much willingness they were ready to fight for the law. You know, so they said this, right? 2 Maccabees 13 and 18. And when the king had taken a taste of the manliness of the Jews, he went about to take the hoes by policy. You know why? Because during this time, right, Jake was so fucking manly that Esau couldn't deal with him.
Right.
That's why the Maccabean story is so fucking great.
God. He can't deal now.
You know? That's why he try to keep Jake emasculated and effeminized. And all feminine and shit. So when Jake and their masculinity, like you said,
they terrified.
They can't deal with that. You talk to an Edomite, so-called white man, and you just talk to him normal, he be intimidated.
Yeah.
Even if you like around him and you don't acknowledge him, you know what I'm saying, he be fucking intimidated by that. But it's just you just minding your business. Cause he want to know what's on your mind.
Yeah.
to try to so-called disarm you. You know,
and
let your guard down.
I'm glad you said that, because you look at him today. That's in the what sense am I talking about? That's in the speculative sense that he wants to disarm you, but in the literal sense, that's what he does. You know, he gotta have you handcuffed.
Yep.
He has to outnumber you.
Yep.
He has to outgun you. Look over in the land now. They can't have anything. This motherfucker, you know, anytime you're on the same level with him, his odds of losing are greater.
Check this out.
Go ahead.
So another one, jump over to chapter 14, right? Same book, 2 Maccabees 14:18. Nevertheless, Nicanor, hearing of the manliness of them that were with Judas, and the courageousness that they had to fight for their country, does not try the matter by the sword. They didn't want to fight them.
Right. Right. They're gonna lose.
You gotta be a fucking man. Look, man. You gotta be a fucking man, though. You know, when you go to war, ain't no bitchiness.
Right.
Ain't no feminist shit in the war, bro.
No.
Like, it's in the law. A weak, faint-hearted dude in the time of war, you gotta go the fuck home.
Yeah.
You know?
Gotta do that.
You gotta, because when it's war, and it's on, like Jake said, it's on. You know? You gotta fucking just man up and deal with it.
Time.
You know?
Time.
And that's, you know, man, it's like, you know, my little warrior spirit come out, man, you know, but, you know, that's that scripture riled me up, man. Because the Lord putting that masculinity in us, man.
Yeah.
Through his word, you know what I'm saying?
Time.
Because, man, we get ready to be raised up, man.
Yeah, this is it, man.
We're going to have a full fucking kingdom of masculinity, man. You know? That's going to be the standard for men.
Time. Yeah, what was that point you made about the heritage?
Yeah.
I wanted to catch you before you kept going.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Second Maccabees 14:18. Nevertheless, Nicanor, hearing of the manliness of them that were with Judas, and the courageousness that they had to fight for their country, does not try the matter by the sword. Wherefore he sent Poseidonus.
No, this is the part you was talking about, being strong men, about the heritage you was talking about the heritage.
Oh yeah, you fight for your heritage.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, well, you know, I can speak on this because, you know, one thing about Reuben, and in particular, you know, the sect of Reuben that was in Florida, the unconquered Seminoles. That's why they fought so valiantly. You know, my tribe fought valiantly. Why? To protect their own traditions. To fight for their heritage.
Right.
And this is why, you know, even today, you know, our us Reubenites, man, you know, we don't really fit in society like that.
Right.
Because we like, man, fuck that.
Right.
So, something about us is like, no, fuck you. You know what I mean?
And I think that spirit is starting to definitely spreading to his elect.
Yeah.
You know, we don't care what y'all say. This is for Yahweh Bashem Yahushua at the end of the day. Okay. But yeah, but to that point though, I want to bring this out. This is Proverbs 20:7. It says, the just man walketh in his integrity. His children are blessed after him.
Yeah.
Okay, he's talking about that heritage. You know, Deuteronomy 4 tells us we're supposed to teach our sons and our sons' sons. And when you do that, what does it say in Sirach 30?
To teach your son to bow down. Yeah. He that
even the
teach the son, grieve the enemy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good precept.
Here we go. It says, you know what? I can go 3 through 6.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. It says, he that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends shall he rejoice of him. Okay. So, you know, that's my boy, you know, proud. He says, though his father die, yet he is though as he were not dead, for he have left one behind him that is like himself. Okay, he's carrying on that tradition. How was he doing that? By teaching his sons, and he teaching his sons' sons. Okay, he says, while he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him, and when he died, he was not sorrowful.
Yeah.
You know, he said, you know, I'm passing the torch, man. I'm leaving it in good hands. All right. Verse 6. He left behind him an avenger against his enemies, and one that shall requite kindness to his friends. So yeah, so his friends that are left behind said, man, you know, your pops did well. You know what I mean? He did well. So.
And also, you know, Jake do that now. You know, like, man, you know, he got a lot of his daddy in him.
Yep.
That's what Jake say.
Yep.
You see a lot of his father in him.
God.
You know, so yeah, that's good or bad, you know, whatever. But the point is, you know, hopefully righteousness. You know, you want to steal righteousness in your son. That's what was set up for us, man. So, you know, man, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, that's what the Lord is doing. You know, through His word, He's doing that for us, man. You know, He's teaching us. You know, He's teaching us and grieving the enemies, because He's gonna raise us up, and we're gonna pounce on our enemies, man. You know, because a lot of this shit that's been done to us, man, is by our enemies, man. They for our affliction, man. You know, they forcing this wickedest shit up on our people, man. Whether it be over here in the Western Hemisphere or on the other side of the world, the Eastern Hemisphere, you know. So, man, yeah, man, can't wait to see that, man, in the kingdom, man. Righteousness flourish like, you know, righteousness is gonna flourish, man, like never before, man.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do, you know, and bringing it back home to this article, you know, hey, regardless of how this law goes, at the end of the day, we're at the end, and all nations are gonna flow unto Israel to be taught the law. You know, and if you don't perform it as prescribed, you know, you're gonna be judged one way or the other. Okay, according to Isaiah chapter 2. All right, that's all I have.
Hey, with that.
All right, with that, we hope this lesson was edifying to the elect body of the nation of Israel. Once again, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, B'Chakadash. Double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone who do well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and our fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as the Israelite foreigners and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, we say Shalom.
Shalom.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Abba Ball.
Abba Ball.
All right. We got next. Shalom.
Shalom.